Hi, welcome to the Coffee Chat Show here on Buzzin Pattaya, the show where we talk about things that are happening right here, right now, as well as general news, tips, information and advice. All right, so following on from the last coffee chat, when I threw it open, I said, right, what do you want me to talk about? What are the subjects you want me to cover? I was amazed how many of you have said, what's it like living up north in the countryside? So in answer to those questions, I've made the Coffee Chat Show today so you can see what it's like up here. And I'm going to say now, you know, it's a very, very different way of living than what you'll be expecting back in Pattaya. It really is a culture shock, and there are a lot of things that maybe we take for granted that aren't so sure up here, and things that are different up here, customs and culture, etiquette, stuff like that, that perhaps to someone that's not really aware, or those that have been there the first time, it will be a bit of a shock for you. So I'm going to just take you around the village now. Now, please remember that where I live in a small village called Dan Kwian. Dan Kwian is a village that is very famous for the pottery. It happens to be one of the largest pottery villages in Thailand, and that's where I have the fortunate pleasure of living. So, all right, so let's go and have a look around and let me show you what Dan Kwian, near Korat, life in the jungle, is really like. All right, so one of the first things that will probably be the biggest shock to your system is the lifestyle when you come up north. The village life is very, very different. It's a lot more laid back, a lot more carefree, to the point where there's just no urgency in anything that happens. It just, when it happens, and that's about it. And it really does take a bit of a while to get used to, as well as to the dogs. You know, there's a lot of dogs around these villages. Some will have a go at you, some won't, but in general, just stay away, try not to get involved. What I did was, as you can see here, I put a sign on my gate to say, don't come in because my dogs will bite you, and they will. So that works quite well. But yeah, I mean, in general, I think the biggest culture shock is the fact that everything is just so chilled out. You know, don't bother trying to make arrangements to go and meet people or to go and see family, etc. at a certain time, because trust me, it just doesn't happen. Now in my village in Dan Kwian, you see the red building up there. That's pretty much our only source of products in terms of normal shopping, washing up liquid and all general domestic stuff, and snacks and noodles and all that kind of stuff. That's really the only go-to place. And in true Thai style, doesn't matter what house you live in, always have a nice car. You know, these guys love their cars. And now you can see now that, you know, these are the kind of houses. Now there's two types here. There's the brick-built ones that you're seeing right now, and I'm going to show you in a minute life in the real fields where my family, my missus' family live, and you'll see for yourself what a stark contrast it is from what you're seeing right now. So these kind of houses you see here are glowingly obvious that, hello, there's a Falang alert. Now don't get offended by the Falang word, because trust me, when you come up to the villages, you are going to hear it every single day without doubt. People will refer to you as a Falang. For many, particularly in some of the more remote villages, they will have never met a foreigner like us, so it will be quite a novelty. And they're very kind of like touchy-feely. They'll come and pull you and prod you, and, you know, just generally try and sort of like make believe that you are actually real. But they, you know, they mean no harm by it. They are very, very lovely people, and a far cry from what you will expect to see back in the Pattaya City, in the hub of all the entertainment and activity. In fact, the life up here is very, very different, as you're seeing. And for me personally, I love it. You know, I've been lucky enough to live in a couple of villages up here in the north, and they are very, very different and very nice. And this is like a local store. You go in there, get me bottles of beer and your ice, etc. And if you want a car wash, we've even got a car wash. I mean, talk about showing off. And I mentioned earlier about the pottery. This is 4J Company. Now, they transport all the pottery around Thailand, and it really is a hub of activity. This is my missus. All right, so now I'm over in what I call the real jungle. This is where a lot of her family live. This is the family area. No, the dogs are not her family. They are part of the family, just in case you were asking. But you can see here, you know, it really is a culture shock, a completely different world. You know, the kids play here. You can see their little bare feet just walking around without a care in the world, don't feel a thing, it's incredible. Me, well, I can't do that. And would you believe they swim in this? Yep, I'll say it again, would you believe they swim in that? Look at that, I mean, incredible. You know, we worry about COVID and there they are, guzzling away gallons of this stuff. I mean, it's just unbelievable. But it is what it is. You know, this is a different way of life. So when you do come up to the north, when you do come up to the village, expect to sit around for hours and hours and hours. And particularly if you can't speak the language, then you are going to sit there and you are going to be bored. Trust me, it happens. This is what it's all about. So, you know, when you do look at this, remember, this is you. You're going to be sat there looking at the village life, and they're going to be babbling away, and you're probably not going to have much of an idea what they are talking about. But hey ho, you want to know what village life is like? Well, there you go. You're seeing it firsthand now. And the nice thing is, you know, everybody is just so friendly. Everybody's so nice, and everyone just accepts each other. You know, there's no ifs or buts about anything, no casting judgments. And the ducks here, you see the ducks now, my missus, her mum, she gets these ducks, fattens them up and sells them on. So no pets, no association, no fondness, just fatten them up, sell them on and make a few quid. That's what it's all about. And you're seeing really now, sort of, this is where the main area where we kind of hang out and cook our food, etc., etc. And that's obviously I'm back home. But this is really what it's all about, you know, the traps and all these kind of things. And one of the nice things I like is how natural this is. It's like going back in time. It's like a step backwards in time. And you see that plastic thing there under the sala, that one there, that's a kite. And you know, the thing I love about this is the children in these villages, they're not what we are used to back home. There's no lots of modern technology. This is about as far as it goes, you know, swinging around in a rubber inner tube. That's their idea of fun. And how natural that is. And I love it. You know, personally, I love it. New addition, actually, this cat only just recently joined us and blending in quite well, as are the dogs. Now, this white dog, bless her, she gets pounded by every other dog around. And that's her son, and she's already had 3 litters, and she's got another one on the way, bless her. I bet she wishes she wasn't the only female dog around here, because she really is getting a seeing to, bless her. But anyway, I'll leave her to get on with that one. But you can see, you know, the houses, you know, it's a completely different world. It really is a hugely different way of living, and, you know, very, very different. And in general, like, what does an average day consist of? Well, the day really sort of consists of waking up, doing your laundry and your shopping and everything, and then going to see, you know, granddad and grandma, and enjoying the food that they all cook. And one of the other things that you might need to be aware of is these. Look at these. This is the kind of food they eat. There's no McDonald's, none of that rubbish. They eat a lot of fresh vegetables and a lot of meat, and that is the staple diet up here. That's a pumpkin soup with chicken and pork. It really is delicious, but you have to get used to the fact that when you have a bowl of food in front of you and it doesn't agree with you, well, this is where you may end up. And trust me, seeing people trying to squat on there is hilarious. Okay. So, moving on now, the religious side of things. Obviously, the villages do have a lot of temples, a lot of monk places, etc. And what you're seeing now is one of the temples in the village where I am. And this is very, very poignant because, unfortunately, my missus, her father, was very, very ill. So her sister's husband has actually become a monk, as you can see here. And what they do is he's going to do that for 3 months to pray every day and to live life as a monk in the hope that they will bring her dad good health and longevity in his life. And I think that's really cool. I think that's just such a nice thing to do, and the way that they believe in it, you've just got to go with it. That's what it's all about. And one of the things they do, you're seeing them all scurrying around now. Part of the blessing is to show prosperity. So they put 3 single bark coins in these little packets, and they throw them around, and it's meant to bring good luck. And yeah, I was stood there holding the camera, really. I should have been diving in there trying to grab a few. But anyway, it's not my cup of tea, but that's what they do. And they believe in it, you know, and it's lovely. It's absolutely brilliant to see. So remember, when you come up here, expect to be sitting cross-legged a lot. Expect to come to these kind of things that happen, these festivals and these celebrations, etc., and ceremonies, because they happen a lot, and it's part and package of village life. So be prepared. All right, so That's the food, that's the houses, that's the kind of chilled out area that we live in, the religion, and that's about sort of like the standard stuff. And I'm just going to finish off and just drive you around the village. So let's just chill back and have a watch of this. So what you're seeing now on the left-hand side, this is the school, the Dan Kwian school. And school is Monday to Friday, and they start early in the morning. The kids normally go to school around about 7 o'clock, 7:30. Go and get their breakfast, and then they head into school and finish about 4 o'clock. And we're now going up the main road in Dan Kwian, heading back towards Pattaya, that direction. And we've got a small Tesco Lotus here. And in the morning, this place is rammed. There's loads of food stalls and stuff like that. And we've got a few coffee shops and just general bits and pieces, really, nothing to shout out about. But that's about it, that's what we've got. And you won't be finding any big supermarkets or anything like that, any real big shops. It really is this. There's no bars. We have no bars, nothing at all. It really is just a village lifestyle. And we're just about to go into the pottery village. Now, remember I said at the very beginning that this is one of the largest pottery villages in Thailand. And check this truck out. I love these trucks. Look at that. The amount of work that goes into them is incredible. All right, so we're just going to fly through the village now, just to give you an idea. You can see the kind of stuff they make from the pots to great big statues to intricate designs. They really do cover pretty much anything and everything in terms of ceramics here. And it's a huge, huge employer for this area. Pretty much everybody that lives in this village works in the pottery industry of some description, whether they're in the description of sending stuff across the country and working in a 4J company, or whether they're actually making it. A lot of these people make these pots, etc. And it's incredible to watch. I've seen it happen before, and in fact, we've got a couple of videos. I'll put the link below. If you want to see how they make these, it really is something different and very, very clever. And certainly way beyond my level of ability in terms of making these pots. And they make it look so easy as well. So that's about it, really. So just want to recap, when you do come up here, please, before you come up, make sure that you're prepared, because I know you may have met the new love of your life, or you might be with your girlfriend who says, come up and let's go and see my family. But guys, you've got to be prepared for this, because it really is a completely different world. You're going to get the word Falang thrown at you a lot. You're going to be isolated because you won't be able to understand what most of them are saying. You're going to sit there while they all laugh and giggle, and it's quite a head situation to get your head around. You will be expected to pay for pretty much everything, because the girl will not want to lose face. So when you're buying stuff, you're going to buy for everybody, because it's not nice for her to bring her newfound love to the village to show off, and then you're kini out and you don't spend any money. That's not the way it works here. You really have to be prepared for that. And don't expect a lot of gratitude. It really is a case of, yep, I'll take that drink off you, and that's it. There's no thank yous and stuff like that. It does happen, but not very often. So just be prepared for that kind of aspect. Don't forget, you are going to be going to the temples. She will take you there, no doubt. So you are going to have to get into that kind of thing. Don't forget, you've got to sit cross-legged. It takes some practice, trust me, but you will be sat down for a long, long time. And the toilet situation, good luck on that. I love it. I think back of when people used to try and crouch down and hold their shorts up so they weren't getting wet on the floor, etc., etc. It really is a different world, and most of the places here have that kind of facility, so be prepared. It's not like you're used to in Pattaya, that's for sure. All right, so we're kind of like coming down. I hope this has answered what you wanted to know about living in the village. Hopefully this has given you a bit better idea as to what goes on. If it hasn't, I apologise, but I hope it has. I hope it's been, if nothing more, a brief tour. It's been quite interesting. And there you go. I'm just about to head back home and see what's going on. Maybe have a sleep, because that's what you do pretty much. If you're not eating or drinking, you're sleeping, and that's the way it is in village life here. All right, I'll just going to turn left now, head up. My house is just here on the left-hand side, and this is where I live. And opposite here, this lady, she's lovely in there, really nice lady. She's a seamstress, does a lot of sewing for everybody in the village. All right, I hope you enjoyed that. All right, guys, so there you go. I hope you found that interesting. I hope that that was an answer to a lot of your questions. Like I said, it's a very, very different way of life up here. It's really chilled out, really laid back, very, very casual. Anything and everything is just accepted. It's just the way it is in the village life. So if you are thinking of heading up to a village, if you are considering going up there, like I say, please make sure you're ready, because when you get up here, it's a whole world different, as you've seen. All right, so thank you very much for watching. Please remember, hit the subscribe button and also the bell icon if you'd like to be notified when we bring out a new video. And guys, please jump onto our Telegram chat group, okay? Basically what we do is we send out pictures every day. There's a chat group which we talk about all the things that are going on here in Pattaya, and etc, etc. Please, you know, join it. It really is a bit of fun. And when you join the app, I'll approve it for you, and then you get to see and read everything that happens after you join. So please join the Telegram group. All right, so that's it for me today here on the Coffee Chat Show. Please, any comments, any suggestions, anything, drop the comments below, share it with me. Let me make this channel the go-to channel for Pattaya. That's the aim. All right, have a great day. Please, wherever you're in the world, stay safe, and I hope to see you here in the near future.